Hello? 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 Maybe I should turn this around a little bit. Okay, hello everyone! My name is Yuki Estrella. That plush over there is Yuna Estrella. Together we are known as dual leveling, and we are so excited, well I am so excited to art with you today. Today we're gonna be doing some pastels. Yes, we're gonna be working with pastel. How many of you in the audience know about pastel? I worked on Thanksgiving, Yuna worked on Thanksgiving, Turtle housemate, she had the day off. We were gonna go over to celebrate Thanksgiving with our folks tomorrow, but I think the weather is not gonna cooperate with us, so we're probably gonna have to not. That's okay though, we'll see them in Christmas. Yep. You are tangentially aware of pastels. So pastels are basically solidified colored blocks of pigment. Yes, they're pigment sticks. Kind of like pencil, but way more concentrated. So this is a special paper that I picked up. It's pastel paper. The reason why it's really good for pastel is because it has a lot of texture. Oh, also, if you're wondering why there's fruits on screen, that is actually the photo that we're going to be using as our reference today. How many of you will be following along? You can follow along with just pencil. I don't care. You can use crayon. It doesn't matter to me. I would just like to have people to draw with. So this is a Strathmore 400 series pastel pad. Sorry, the camera angle is kind of wonky. Because I'm drawing with pastel, I kind of want I have an art easel right now. Normally, I just have like this, right? But I have an art easel right now with me, and I need it so that way I can face the paper. I had these pastels in high school art class. They're fun to blend, yes. All the best things are contrary. Juice, cleaner, straw. That last one. Anyways, pastel paper has a great toothy grip on it. That's why it's very textured. Pastel is something that you want to layer on. And I have two different like papers. I have this Strathmore paper, and then I have my really fancy. I have like my fancy Canson pastel mat is what they call it. Or not, yeah, this is Winsor & Newton pastel mat. Sorry, it's really hard to see. But this is pastel mat. It's pretty thick. There's not a lot of pages in this, which is a shame. But they tend to be earthy colors or like darker colors. You don't have to just get white. I've drawn with black before. It's really interesting. But yeah, these papers have a real tooth to them. I'm just gonna be using my cheap pastel. The real camera tilt was the friends we made along the way. Okay, well thanks for covering. Today, since we're using... It looks like a wider background. I don't think we need to go with any darker colored ones. Maybe... I think maybe like an off-white will do. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab maybe... I don't have really good lighting. We're gonna grab the first page out of this pastel mat. Yeah. And then I'm not gonna tape mine down because I need to be able to show you guys like, woo! Okay, right? So You're gonna notice that there's two sides to the pastel paper. You want the more toothy side, the more textured side on the top. And I'm not gonna have any gloves on my hands because those are gonna get real messy real fast, right? Hello, Yibri. Okay, so we have my lovely pastel paper here. And we have our reference. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sketch out our fruity shapes here. So let me go ahead and grab my pencil. If I can find it. One moment. Let me go grab some of my artist pencils, and I need a really good eraser. Actually, do we have one of the erasers here? I see a mechanical pencil. But is it the one that I need? Okay. Good news. Found eraser. Then I found one of my lead holders. So we'll just use those. So for those of you wondering, what is a lead holder? It's kind of like a mechanical pencil, but this you can see that this lead is like significantly fatter, right? This is pretty fat. Pretty fat. Focus. Yeah, this is a pretty fat pencil. But it's really great for sketching, and I'm just using an Ein black eraser. That's my eraser choice. I'm using keyboard, mouse, and MS Paint for today's art lesson. Is that okay? Yes, absolutely! Draw with whatever you want, guys! So today we're going to be drawing fruit. Okay? Fruit and still life. Still lives are very, very, they're very nice for honing your skills with observation, color theory, and also, just practicing drawing things that you may not be used to. Lol, normal size. No! No, this lead, I swear, it's a giant 2mm, lead. So let's see. So we have bananas. I think, like, it's a lime, and then an apple. So I'm just gonna loosely sketch, like... Okay, and then we're gonna draw like banana shape, like a bunch of bananas, right? It doesn't have to be accurate for now, it's just like so the apple is significantly taller. Significantly taller. And then the lime kind of looks like a ball. And it's definitely not, like, angled where it's like you're looking at it from the end. Because if you were looking at it straight on, it would be, like, a lime shape, right? It'd be kind of like that. It's a really bad shape. But, you know, we do what we do. Okay, where is my tool? Where did I put my tool? I need to put it in my... So I'm actually wearing an art apron today because it's going to be pretty messy. Pastels are usually very messy, actually. Darn, where did I put it? Not here, is it? Oh no, did I leave it downstairs? No! Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go downstairs to the 3D printing room. I'm gonna go to, that's a race car. I'm gonna go downstairs to the 3D printing room and find the tool that I'm looking for. I brought it upstairs. I want to show it to you.
Yuki, it's you now. Why are you not in here? Ugh.
Okay, back. I found the tool. The tool that I wanted to find was this. So what this is actually for photography, but we're going to use it in order to blow away any eraser crumbs and also pastel dust.
Here you go, 2 more.
Well, can you bring this downstairs to the basement? This is all charged up. Thank you, Yuna. Get out of the way, Yuna. Goodbye, Yuna.
Bye.
Yuna says bye. Pastels and Charles are my favorite memes. Both are big, dumb, sadly messy. That looks like a blood pressure cuff tool. That's wild. No, this is a photography tool. Okay, so looks like Apple is not quite on the same level as our little lime. My drawing's not gonna be like centered, but that's okay. I drew too big, guys. Don't be like me and draw too big. It kind of looks like it's slanted a little bit, this apple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slant it. Oh no! Where'd my reference go? Reference, don't go! So, this is kind of what it looks like at the moment. I know, it's very... I think I made it too big, so I may just have to like scale it down a bit here. With my pencil tool, we're gonna do some scaling. And this might be more than a 4-hour or 2-hour stream, because I want to get the portions right before we go straight into the pastels. I'm also wearing an apron today. It's a brand new apron that I bought specifically for this. Okay, and then it's a little rounded. We have a little stem. And then we're gonna zoom in so I can actually see the detail. And then I need to redraw this lime so it's a little bit more. Right? I'm gonna erase the rest of it. So basically how I approach sketches is you want to draw it pretty loosely, and then as you figure out where your lines are going to be, you're going to darken them. Another good tool to have is a kneaded eraser. I don't have one with me currently. The kneaded eraser is like a really flexible, like putty eraser that you can use to lighten your lines as well. And we're just going to go ahead and figure out where the end of this little line is. It looks like right here. And then don't forget to figure out where your cast shadows are going to be. So I'm just going to just lightly tap it like that. We're also going to figure out where the vision line, like the background line, is going to be. It might really help if you have a ruler handy to draw this. But did I just yeet a quill? I yeeted a quill. You don't need that. And then, let's see, banana goes from right here to here. I also like to sketch out everything in blocks, that's just me. It makes more sense for me to sketch everything out blocky. And something you kind of want to figure out is, like, where are the leading lines for your piece? Like, for the shape of the banana, right? Kind of see this is... banana here. A little tricky, because there's a third one hiding a little bit out of sight. Then we're gonna continue sketching third banana. I notice that my little stem here is a little bit off as a result, because you notice that so this is what I have now currently. You draw a small circle to show where light might be coming from when freestyling? Not really. So this is my banana heap. Keep in mind that most of this, if you're drawing with pastels or something that's like pretty opaque, it's gonna get covered. But this is mainly so that we kind of like figure out where you're gonna color first, what shapes you're gonna do. Okay. My hands are already like getting black over here because of the... And then you kind of have these cast shadows that are approaching down at the bottom here. So don't forget to draw those. Usually they lead out from the object itself, so that's a good one reminder. Okay, so this is, again, kind of what it looks like for me. Yours may be different. It's okay if it's, like, not accurate, because we're all not going to be perfect. That's just how life is. Okay. So now once you've gotten your sketch down, you're ready to begin using our pastels in earnest. And the best way to use pastels, in my opinion, is to go from light to dark. And we're just gonna gently color in the areas. So let me go ahead and show you my different pastels I have today. First up, I have my very first set of pastels. This is the same one that I used in college. This is like a very beginner-friendly pastel set. This is the Prismacolor 12. Prismacolor New Pastel. New pastels are generally a lot harder, and so you can get a lot more detail with new pastels. And they kind of look... Sorry, this is really old again, so my set's not going to be very clean. But they look like these, so they're basically pigment sticks. And as you can see, I've broken mine up into smaller chunks because it's just easier for me to deal with. And it's okay if it shatters, you can still use the pieces. And then, some other things I have another brand that is a very good beginner use. This is oil pastel. So oil pastels are a bit different because they're a lot more creamier and easier to blend. They're also going to be a lot softer. So when they're softer, you're going to lose a lot of that detail. But I'm just going to be dealing with new pastels today, but I still want to show you different types of pastels there are. So this is a set of Haya pastels. So these are a lot softer, and they're oil. And they're a lot creamier, you'll notice. Whereas New Pastel is a lot more akin to chalk. Like chalk pastel. And the Haya brand is like Paul Rubens, like student brand. And then finally, wait. A different type of pastel. Sorry, I had like stuff in my... A different type of pastel that you also may know are pastel pencils. So these I may actually be using. I haven't used a pastel pencil before, but this is my first time using it. I bought a really cheap set. These are Color, soft pastel colored pencils. So they should act a lot more pencil-like. So these would be really, really good for detail work in particular. Let's see here. See if I can try to... Yep, okay, yeah. So you can definitely tell it's pastel because I barely touched it onto my finger. It's already leaving color. Something to note is that pastel pencils tend to be very fragile. So you want to take relatively good care of them. And make sure you don't drop them. Am I missing a pencil? That's unfortunate. Oh well. So I'll probably be using a combination of the New Pastel and the, the colored pencil pastel. Pencil pastels. Okay, so I'm gonna have my set here. The first thing that we're gonna be using is, again, we're gonna be focusing on the primary colors of yellow, lime green, and a red. Do we want to go with orange or red for the apple? In this case, I think I would want to go with orange. Would you say the oils are better for getting shadows? Yes. Mainly oil pastels are very good for blending. That's what they're great for because they're so creamy. I know this is taboo, but a lot of people will... I personally would use my fingers to blend pastels together just because I get, like, a greater sense of control versus using a, another tool. But you can use things like blending stumps or tortillions if you know what tortillon is, I have one here for you. So tortillons are basically like these pencil-looking things. These are actually just paper, right? So you can use it to push pigment around. And then if you want to sharpen up like your pencils or your oil pastels, use this thing, which is basically a stick with a bunch of paper stapled onto it. So you can do that. Then we also have another tool that might be useful for some people. This, whoopsies, this is like a palette knife, like a little mini palette knife. You can use it to push the pigment around again. So I have those with me today as well. But I'm gonna try and use my hands. So I think because we're gonna go tackle, let's tackle a banana first. The banana is very easy. Banana is a yellow. Let me also grab some spare paper that I might have around, maybe. Do I have spare paper? Spare paper, where are you? Whatever. I'm gonna use this spare paper that I have. This is a free notepad I got. I'm gonna use it to make sure that my colors are clean, because mine are freaking dirty. So, let's see. I have a tiny little bit of yellow left, so let's see here. Okay, it's coming out pretty clean, as you can see. You're now clean? Congrats. Time to get dirty again. Yeah, we're pretty good blending stuff for doing shadows and charcoals and pencils, but nothing beats control of fingers. Yeah, so we're just gonna lightly just brush it on. I like using the long... So the way that I'm holding the pastel is probably really weird. But I'm holding it like this, because I want to use the long side to cover as much area as I can. And this way, I don't put as much pressure on the pastel where I dump a whole bunch of color on it. Because the thing with pastels is that you want to layer color gradually. And also, you get these really nice points when you hold them like this, that you can use to get into some nooks and crannies. So there, my banana. The banana is very roughly colored, like this, right? That was very easy. Now let's see, we're gonna do the lime. So this is mainly, it looks like, yellow and lime color for the banana. Then we have the dark brown and black. So this color should be the brown. Ooh, I used a lot of brown. I think I have too much of it left, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break this pastel a little bit here. It's easier for me to manage. So this is the brown that's gonna be at the top and also at the ends. And then what you kind of want to do is just kind of, you know, figure out and get a sense of where you want your colors to be isolated at. I'm not going to be too precise. But now, is it colored in? Again, I haven't done like pastels in 10 years, so I'm very rusty. So we're gonna continue doing the banana. I am picking up my yellow again. I'm gonna just start like putting in a lot more color. You can use a bit more pressure here in order to introduce that color into. Do we have a white pastel? Yes, we do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and color the edge of it here. You can also use your finger to blend and get some of that color It might be falling off back onto the paper. Because again, this is a toothy paper, it's going to wear down the pastel pretty quickly. I really can kind of see that, okay. That we're starting to layer everything a bit more. So this is white. I know it looks like really dirty, but this is white. The white is really good for highlighting, but you can also use it to kind of blend out your colors a bit more if you use your finger. Want a bit lighter, for instance. You know what I probably should have done is I probably should have erased things. Because we kind of want like a very light outline versus a strong outline. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that with this. With my iron eraser here. I'm just gonna go over it a little bit. Don't worry about it smudging. That's kind of like the nature of like how these work, right? I'm just gonna lift up some of the pigment from here because I kind of forgot. Oops. Because normally you don't want that harsh of a line for it. Okay. So let's go ahead and block in the rest of the colors for the orange. No, not the orange, the apple and the lime. So like I said, we're gonna try and probably use a more orangey color. Is this orange or is this burnt red? Trying to find out. No, let's like a reddish brown, which is very good for highlighting. With browns, this might be orange here. Okay, so yeah, this is like a more like red orange, and I'm guessing this is like straight up red. Yep, so this is a straight up red. So we're gonna go and take this red orange and then we're gonna take the brown. So this is currently what we have. I know, it's so pretty, right? Then we know that this lime is going to be like a green, right? So I have like green here. This green here that we're going to be using for the lime. And we can blend it in with yellow a bit later. And that's basically like we have our mains kind of like done, accomplished, right? So half the struggle with doing pastels is figuring out what base color do you want for your items. And then you just layer it back on top. Layer, layer, layer. Layer your base colors on top until you get a nice, good old saturation. Pastels are great because they're pretty opaque in my opinion. So I'm just going with that green, and then I'm gonna go ahead and probably get the yellow started here. Also, don't worry about the crumblies that are at the bottom. Like, that's just gonna happen. What most people do is they actually do a background afterwards, like last in pastel as well. So as I'm doing more of the base color, what I'm doing is I'm using my finger to kind of blend it, so that way less of it's falling off. The nature of the paper, again, it's very toothy, so there's gonna be a lot of places for this pigment to grip onto. So I'm just trying to force that pigment onto it. It's gonna turn out a lot smoother as we go, you'll find. Especially with oil pastels, right? Oil pastels are partially made of oil. So as you warm it up with your fingers, you're gonna find it's more malleable. But since these are chalk pastels, I kind of have to push the pigment onto it. Because the goal right now that we're trying to do is to get rid of most of the white that's appearing. And you can see, like, all my hands are just, like, absolutely wrecked right now. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this in. We can get our base done for that. So, another reason why I have an apron on is because I can just wipe my fingers on my apron. But if you don't have, like, an apron, a piece of cloth or, like, or a paper towel works absolutely well. So again, I'm just going to go with my finger and try to push this pigment onto the paper. And blend it out a bit, a little bit more coverage. I'm noticing that there's a lot more white spots with my orange here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the orange sticks I was using. Get out, please. Just add a little bit more color on here. Using the side again for coverage. And then kind of what we have here, you'll notice that's a lot more blended out. There's more color coverage, right? Compared to when we had it first. Do lighter and darker colors build up easier in base color when doing pastels? I think they build up relatively the same, but usually you do want to do light to dark because it's just easier for the pigment to sit on top. And sometimes it will kind of flake off, so you gotta be careful. You can overload paper with too much pastel. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start doing our midtones here. So the midtone for the banana is, we have a little bit green. Lime green. To dark green. So I'm just gonna go ahead and outline where I want my midtones to be. With the pastel. And these are also shadows. Again, you're gonna use your finger to blend that in. There's also some green near the bottom. Because where you have that brown, there's always going to be a little bit of green. For the banana. I do not have the best lighting, so this is like slightly annoying. This is also slightly more advanced because I actually do not have like all the colors I need. Like if I wanted to, like in a perfect world, I'd have like a dark green I can work with, but we're gonna have to just blend some colors here and there, I guess, to try and get what we want. We also have this darker green that we can use for shadows. I'm just gonna, again, go over my shadows here. Kind of map it out. And shadows are generally, like, for this banana, like, dark green, brown, you'll notice. And then I'm gonna add a bit of red here to accentuate the shadows a bit. So I'm using for the shadows the combination dark green, brown, and red. Oy, oy, oy. And just kind of like going back and forth with my colors here. Remember that shadows are not always just like one color. They're also usually like different ones. Also, I noticed that there's like a little a divot. So I'm gonna grab my white here if I can. And kind of make sure that I have that presence here. You can always go back with your pencil to kind of like accentuate, like this is where this goes, etc., etc. If your pastels start looking like it's running into your line, you can always just use white to kind of bring it back in. I'm gonna put like a piece of paper over my mug because I think I'm getting chalk dust into it. This is kind of what we have so far. Ooh. You see, it's starting to take shape. Oh no, I have to pick up pastels in my toes now. Oh, Am I missing a brown? Am I missing a brown? Hello? You might be. Oh well. Already looking at it, I can see that I made a mistake. So I can't find the little bit of brown that I had. It's gonna bother me. I'm also going to have to wash, that's black. Yeah, I had a bit of brown, but I don't know where it went. I think I yeeted it off the table. It's slightly troublesome because I actually need that brown. I may have to break into, like... into, like, some of my, other pastels if I can't find it. Oh, I'm so bothered. Thankfully, this piece has a lot of like strong shadows that you can take advantage of here. So I'm talking less and less because like at this is the point where you just like keep layering colors until you feel like it's correct. There's really like no other systematic way of doing this. Man, I hope I find that other stick of brown, because I'm kind of missing it. Yeah, at this point it's all like, what do you remember about color theory? Your shadow is going to be more red, more brown, more blue. It's like getting a feel for that, trying out the new things. All exciting stuff, really. Just, I think something remembers that not all shadows are pure black. They usually have tinges of color in it, which helps it be more realistic, more lifelike. Oh, I'm so bothered. Where did that brown stick go? It's gonna haunt me forever. It's not in my apron, is it? No. Cause that's like my entire brown stick there. I think. Cause I'm pretty sure I broke a smaller piece off and I wiped it off on accident. Anywhere down here? No. Yeah, pastels are so great. Working with like a very limited color palette is very rewarding for me. It's not gonna look exactly like the reference because you don't have like the deep colors that you may want, but you can certainly still come close. God, that's gonna bother me. Where's the brown go? I wish I could find my other set of new pastels. Cause I'm really gonna need that brown. That brown's really useful for all the shadows that I need. Also, I'm gonna probably try to use the lid of this container so I can contain all my pastel bits. So I don't lose my brown. What do you if I realize the maid looks bad and I hate it? It's okay. So as you can see, I mainly worked on one banana, but that banana is looking great, right? I haven't worked on the stem at all. It's okay if your piece does not look exactly as you want it to. Some things are just happy accidents, right? Let's work a little bit on the stem here. There's a lot of black. Happy accidents, but my mom called me as a baby. No. Man, I'm gonna be so upset if my chair rolled over the fucking like pastel stick. Probably did, knowing me, knowing my fucking luck. Wait, I feel something. Feel something? Feel something with my toes? Is it? Is it? It is! I found my missing pastel piece. I didn't roll over it. Thank God. Just my baseboard is now brown. That's fine. So because I'm working with like detail up in here, I'm gonna use this tool here to blend it out. Because my finger's too fat. So, you see that the top of the stem is really dark, right? But I need to add some, like, lighter colors into it, so what I'm doing is I'm actually using a yellow. I'm just going on top of it. It adds a little bit of texture on it as well, which is really nice. Just a little bit of texture. I'm kind of blending it out a little bit with the brown. Oh god, I almost shattered that yellow. Sorry, it's really hard to see. But now I think I need to work a little bit on the stem, making this a little bit more 3D. Sorry you see a black cat, that's my big fat head getting in the way. I love inhaling chalk dust. You know, sometimes I wonder if I should be, like, wearing a dust mask or something as I work on this. No, my white. No! It fell on the ground! No! 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 It fell into my. Oh no! I'm getting a new piece of white. It fell all the way.
Yelling?
It fell into the floor grill! It fell into the floor
You
grill.
want me to get it?
No, it's all the way deep down in there, friendo. It's gone.
You need to put a paper over it?
Yeah, probably. Man, I lost a piece of white. Thankfully, I have a lot of white. Yeah, can you give me a piece of paper so you can tape over that? I keep losing shit down into it. I'm just not gonna have any heat for a while.
Okay, what paper do you want me to get?
Just
Can I
copy.
just get you anything?
Yeah, get anything. You just tape it. Tape it on my fucking floor.
I'll get
I can see it down there. Oh. No. This is so unfair. Man, I'm absolutely devastated.
to the rescue. I don't worry, I ripped off our address and stuff. We're gonna use the back end anyways. Ma'am, excuse me.
Trying to think.
Is that good enough, or you want me to tape it down?
I'll tape it down myself.
Okay. That's a nice banana.
Thank you. One banana's done. I have 2 more to go, and I had the orange and the apple in the background. Do you like my apron?
Yeah, cool.
Do I look like a professional artist?
Nope.
Wow. You hear that? She's like, nope. This bitch. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna, like, tape up some shit. Yeah, I just need to learn to put a fucking piece of tape on the bottom grill. Okay. Did I forget the age spot on the banana? Oh, yeah. Where'd my tool go? There it is. Oh yeah, that's right. I lost my fucking way to bring up another piece. So the lemon has like a bit of a blue shadow to it, I want to say. I'm gonna go ahead and use a like, maybe a dark blue. Get some of that shadow in. Convenience ours doesn't have the same ring to it. Where'd my blender go? I'm autistic? What do you mean? What did I do? What are you crying? Don't cry, this is a happy stream. I'm just try to make it. that blue at? The artistic spectrum. It's okay, Sensei, even though you're artistic, you're still very nice. Let's go with the red now. There's still some yellow vibes at the end. Where's my yellow, hello? Yellow, where'd you go? There you are. Jesus, y'all are talented? I don't think so. This is just me just messing around.
Putting your card here.
Thank you for turning back my credit card.
The top of your ID.
Yeah, you can.
Wow. You're bound and determined to finish this, huh?
I mean, should I?
It's up to you. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, this is fun.
Then go as long as you want, friendo. I washed your dish.
Thank you. Okay, let's show you what I have so far. I mean, probably die of, like, chalk poisoning or something. Yeah, so let me show you what I have done so far. I'm still not satisfied with some of it. Like, I need to probably go back over here, yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like most of this piece is, like, gray colored. But black, I do. Where's my white at? There it is. Where's my yellow at? I need some yellow. We're almost done, folks. I think I still need to make the red a bit more saturated here. Okay, it's done! Yay! Look at that! That's the best I could do with pastels. This doesn't have a lot of grip to it, sadly. I've now inhaled enough, like, pastel dust to probably cause cancer. These are my hands! Viper's not doing too bad. Man, I'm afraid to touch this. I need to like fix it or something. Let's date this, shall we? Let's say 11/28. Actually, no. That was a bad mistake. So let's get rid of that. And it looks very lopsided, but I swear it's because, like... Yeah. Yeah, so... all in one layer as well. Yes, it's technically all in one layer, right? So I need to figure out how to store this. I do have Fixative, but I'm not sure if it's actually gonna work. So this is what it looks like. Like, it's not exact, but it's good enough. Could I have done better on it? Probably, if I had more time. This took, like, what, 2 hours? Not bad. I probably should have elongated some of the stuff more. I could have also made the shadows more dramatic, I guess. It's hard. Now I gotta piece back together my 4 pastel set. So when we did pastels in class, they had like a glass bottle and a red and blue paper, so you really didn't have to blend that much. For this one, I had to blend quite a bit and make new colors, so it was a little difficult because I'm not very good at color theory. See. It's hard to tell the difference between like browns and stuff. This is brown. Where are you? You're brown. Are you brown or black? Okay, you're brown. So this is the remnant of my pastel set now that we've gone through a couple more drawings. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Maybe you learned something or two, maybe not, I don't know. Just let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see more? More in the future? Because I haven't tried out, like, oil pastels. It should be a lot more opaque, I think. Sorry that I wasn't talking much. I was so, like, focused on, like, blending. Blending everything out. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Doubly bullied me to try and learn to draw because I never progressed beyond kindergarten crayons, so this is fun timing. Oh, you know what I should do? I should try drawing using crayons. I think we can do it. Okay, let's try to find someone to raid, I guess. My poor mouse, I meant to wipe it down. Yuna, are you here? Can you find someone to raid? Otherwise I'm gonna find someone to raid, I guess. Let's raid! Hello? Oh, PFP's doing a charity stream, so let's do that. I'm gonna raid PFP, who's doing a charity stream. Someone messaged me who I'm raiding. Okay, so we're gonna raid PFP on the YouTubes, and on Twitch... Is Bun around? Yuna, is Bun streaming on Twitch? Yuna! Hi, I'm about to wrap up stream. Yuna! Who are you raiding on Twitch? I am! Oh wait, I'm not? Shit. Okay, well maybe I'm not. Am I not streaming on Twitch? Well, I might have accidentally. Okay, but I guess we're just rating PvP. Thanks everyone for joining in. So that Sunday's gonna be Battlefield, but I may play some afterwards. So if you want to play, come join me, and we'll have a fun time. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Ring Aqua on Twitch, okay. Would you hang this up on your fridge, Guildmate? Yes or no? Okay, we're rating Aqua and PvP. Bye-bye! See you on Sunday.